All right, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. Let me see, let me see, let me see. All right, let me see how I invite my friends. How do I invite my friends? Um, Yo, can you hear me? What's good, my peoples? What's popping with it? I'm just doing a test live, so I really don't got a lot of things to talk about or nothing. I'm just going live for the first time, so I'm trying to test it out, see how this works. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to figure this thing out. I actually want to invite one of my friends to and shout out to y'all for being the first comment. APTV, Brett Charles. Yeah, that man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all following through. I want to start doing lives like a lot more, especially when I can engage with my peoples and talk back and forth, exchange games and tell a lot of stories. I got a lot of things I want to talk about, a lot of history, a lot of things that be on my mind. I just want to get stuff out. You know what I mean? And I think we can create a dope, super dope community here with me doing these lives. Let me see. I'm trying to invite my peoples too. Let me see. Yep. All right. How y'all doing though? Y'all good? Let me see. How do I I'm trying to email this thing. That's not it. What's up, Anaheim? Anaheim in the house. Anaheim, California, Laura Racer. What's up with it? Thanks for stopping by, man. Pulling up on the brother. Let me see. Trying to invite one of my partners, man, on this link. Yes, sir. Just another day in the neighborhood. Yeah. Same. I'm trying to figure this live streaming out, so that's why I'm just turning it on to do some tests, see how it goes, see how get used to it and everything. Oh, word. Yeah. Curtis, that's my guy, man. I'm glad you. Did you get to see the whole interview? It was really dope, man. Curtis, he's been A1 since day one, man. He's been always showing me love, so that was cool. He wanted me to do an interview so I could tell my story, or at least some of it. But we'll be doing a lot more streams in the near future. A lot of dope content, and he's kind of like been a mentor to me in this content space too, like teaching me to just the ones and twos about live streaming and so I'm excited. I'm excited about doing this. I think I know the color look dull on here. I'm gonna fix all that later. I don't really know what I'm doing right now, so don't trip. I ain't got a bunch of lights and signs in the background. I'm in my sunroom actually, trying to figure this out. Oh yeah, but yeah, you got to check it out. It's dope. We talked about a lot of stuff. I got a lot off in that interview. A lot of history, a lot of music stuff, relationship stuff, just life stuff in general. It was just a cool interview. I was telling Curtis that what's dope about interviews like that, especially with your peoples, you feel way more comfortable. So in that comfortable space, you're able to, release more or just give a little more than you sitting across from somebody who don't really know you and somebody who don't really respect you like that. They may be trying to do the art thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna text you. Text me like a YouTube. Oh, text me like the like YouTube. Um, Yeah, so we're gonna do a lot of more stuff. Let me go to my YouTube channel real quick and see uh, how to do this thing. My bad. I'm trying to get this thing right. Yeah, but it was dope though. And plus, he's been teaching me a lot more stuff with this, so I'm so I can be more active on here. You know. My bad. I'm over here messing up. I'm just pressing buttons and I'm messing up over here. So I gotta get you. Gotta get used to this. I feel like an idiot. You know when it's your first time doing something, you don't know what you're doing. That's how I feel right now. I feel like a baby trying to figure out an iPhone, and I don't know what I'm doing. Text me like a YouTube. Okay, how do I do this? Well, no, edit it out. Invite. Let's see. My videos. Oh, live. There we go. Yeah. What's up with y'all though, man? How was y'all day? Everything smooth? My day been cool. I didn't do nothing today. I'm hungry too. I ain't eating nothing yet. Cause I've been thinking about getting to this YouTube all day, and I got off work and I came straight home. Made a couple of calls. I called Curtis. I called one of my other friends, Rob, who I'm actually trying to get online to help me with this live. And I didn't even eat yet. I'm dumb hungry. Let me see. A single from In and Out. I had a single since In and Out was created. Maybe I need a single. That's what it is. Hold on. Gmail. Oh, copy that. Bam. I'm gonna do email it to myself because I don't know what I'm doing right now. A single from In and Out, man. All right. Okay, I'm about to get my homework here now. I think I got it together. Think I got it together. All right, there we go. Yeah, so look, I'm looking forward to get into this. And I really don't see the crazy part is I really don't have a content space to really create it like I want to. Like I said, right now I'm in my sunroom. He don't even be here like a lot of times, whatever. He be with his girl a lot, you know what I mean? So I got this little corner. Maybe I'll move some stuff out the way and put a little picture up or something. I don't know. And Dr. Dorsey, what up, man?
What's good with it?
Good to see you. Getting your workout on?
Yeah, man, I'm in the gym.
Oh man, thanks for putting it up on me, man. This is my first test live, and I'm talking to my people down here in the comments, entertaining
Hey, what's
myself,
up,
and
people?
hopefully, yeah. I don't know if you can see. I probably can't see the comments from your phone, but Um,
Let me see. If I put up chat and I hit up comments, yeah, I can see it. What's
you
up,
see him?
Daniel?
Yeah,
What's up? What's good?
yeah.
Hold on. I don't know if I keep it up, but I got it up. Let me see.
Okay, Josh chose to mute himself, so
Yeah, we all
he's in here,
good.
but he can't. He can't
What's up,
talk.
Daniel? What's up, Lord Racer? Who else is up in
I was
here?
telling.
What's up,
I'm just,
APTV?
I was just talking to my wife, man. I said, because I gotta start walking. Me and my wife are supposed to start walking. I don't move around enough, and I gotta start walking. Let me start my slow pace and get some good exercise in. So I'm glad y'all see you on doing your thing because it reminded me on how I need to be getting out and doing something, being mobile,
Hey,
moving around.
hey, every time we talk, there's got to be a bar that's dropped, man. So let me just
Every time.
let me get right to it, man. I was talking. For those of you who don't know, Luck is one of the dopest people that you're ever gonna get to meet,
Oh
and
wow, thank you.
I'm gonna stay on with you a little bit, but you don't know it, but I'm trying to compete in a bodybuilding competition in
Oh,
about 2
dope.
months. So that's what y'all seeing. I'm trying to get in. Um, but I learned something, Luck, and I want to ask you the question.
Yes, sir.
What do you think? And I want to see people in the comments too. What do you think is the most important part of preparing for a bodybuilding competition? What do you think?
The most important part for is it okay? I think the natural thing people would say is diet, but I'm thinking like, is it sleep?
Nope. What are people saying in the comments? Let me check the comments. What do you think is the most important? Important. Important. Take another guess.
The
Say what you
more
think
okay,
people
what
might say.
diet?
Okay? Some people say diet. Some people say sleep. What's up, Rob? I told this to Rob the other day, and I'm going to say it to you here, man. The
Okay,
most important component of bodybuilding is patience. Because when you
patience.
are building your body, the way that you build your body so that your results are sustainable is slowly. I'm coming right down the aisle right here.
Okay, okay,
And so, what's important about that is if you want to build your body so that when you put it on display, people appreciate it and they see your results, you have to do it slowly. This is a significant bar for anybody who says that they want to change anything. And it speaks directly to people who are expecting rapid change in areas where you expect sustainable results.
mm,
You don't get sustainable results rapidly. You get sustainable results through consistency and patience because change, while the outcome of the change can happen immediately, the results of the change happen slowly and incrementally. And so the challenge with most people and their fitness luck is that
mm-hmm.
they're not patient with themselves, that they come to the expectation with an unreasonable amount of of return. Like they say, I need this quickly. And they don't
Right.
realize that it took you years to put it on. How you gonna expect to take it off quickly? It took you years to
Mm,
establish some of the habits you're trying to break. It took you years to change some of the speech that you've been saying your entire life. It took you years to learn how to love somebody in a way that you were not loved. It takes you years to break down some of the thoughts and the systems that you have in place that'll keep you in a cycle of having to start and restart and never sustaining your results. And so one of the things that bodybuilding has taught me is that I don't have a lot of patience.
right.
And so I think that if you insert patience into any growth effort, you level set your expectations and you affirm the amount of commitment it's going to take for you to keep going. So I was telling Rob that,
Wow.
and I'm going to say more about that, but think about it. What kind of peace would you have if you had more patience? How much would your conversation with yourself change if you had patience? How much irritation and frustration energy would you be able to get rid of if you just had more patience? Just saying. So, anyways,
No,
that's my little bit.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And I appreciate that because I definitely what's crazy is I pray for patience. And I understand God works in different ways to show you, put you in situations to test your patience, right? That's definitely a good way to look at it because while I'm thinking of tangible things when it comes to you getting to the bodybuilding, I mean, which is what usually what we start doing. Patience, man. I never looked at it in that kind of way, and you can apply that in so many other different areas.
Absolutely.
That was deep.
Absolutely. And so the thing for me is patience with your own body. Like you can't expect to be patient with other people when you're not patient with yourself,
Right.
right? How do you master patience externally when you're consistently frustrated by your own gradual progress? Like it's really hard. And a lot of people are in positions where they have to exercise patience externally, but they have not mastered it internally. And that becomes a real dilemma for them because they celebrate people in public and they punish themselves in private.
Mm.
Like that's what I had bad, bro. And Rob knows, my friends know, because you'll see us out doing some things publicly, and then we'll come back in our private circles and be wishing that we could do things better and wishing that we were at a different level. But if we were dealing with somebody else, we'd be affirming them, we'd be pumping them up,
Right.
we'd be lifting them
Right.
up. And the thing is, it's easier to give patience than to practice patience. You see what I'm saying? Like, anyways, I've probably been going in a little bit too much. What's up, Rob? What's up, Josh?
What up?
Y'all
What
caught me in
up?
my element. I'm gonna be
That
quiet,
is
but
exactly
Nah.
what
yeah.
I've said that before, Dr. Dorsey. I've probably gone in a little bit too much.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I have
back
to
to
apologize.
back to your beginning of your live stream.
Have you ever had
I'm
to
saying Rob
apologize?
starting off spicy.
You came in. Came
We
in.
can, hey, Josh came in. Josh was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
You ever walk into a space and you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't
whoa.
I wasn't in that same I wasn't in that same room, but you know, Rob poked his head in like, yo, what's up? What y'all talking about?
I walked in
nah,
the
but
room. Charles talking about bodybuilding and how patience is one of the most important, if not the most important, value to be successful in bodybuilding. And I'm like, trying to be mature because when he said,
Hey,
I
but
probably
Rob,
went a little too far.
hey Rob, but low key though, can I just have a transparent moment?
Yeah, man.
Um, so it took me 10 years to have a kid.
Right.
So if we do go to a place where we're talking about patience, just imagine. You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what it really requires to wait on something that's really going to change your life, something that you are after, something that you're praying for, something that you have control over, and something that you don't have control over. And I'm
You
not
have control
necessarily
over
trying to
your
pull
part,
you.
but you can't control results.
Yeah, yeah, and patiently waiting for results that you really can't control.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
that's
I'm not
good.
even sure, Rob, that patience itself is about the results as much as it's about the way you think about the results.
mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I think what
Like,
I heard when you was talking though, right? What it made me think about is even with content creation, I guess you could apply it to very specific things in our lives,
yeah,
but more than being involved with the results, like focusing on the result. The progress means results. It's like, what am I doing? Is I'm trying to develop a habit. I'm trying to develop consistency. I'm trying to develop um, a mindset that will get to the result. Like you can have money making goals, you can have money making opportunities, but if you're not the right version of yourself, you'll ruin it. You can have the woman in your dreams in front of you, but if you're
Yeah,
not the right person, it doesn't matter. Like if you don't develop the mentality to get you to the thing, it doesn't matter what the thing is or the opportunity.
Yeah.
that's a fact.
I got to finish a couple of sets. I'm going to be on, but I'm listening.
No, do you think? Do you think? That's deep. It's I'm kind of thinking about that with myself. With like, there's things you want to do. There's things you like. Even I think what happens is when you face the realness in it, as far as like where you are, what version of you're operating in, right? Like so if I say, well, I love sports, right? I love sports. I love being active in sports, and I'm like, wait, my, I'm at these events and I don't want to play because my size keeps me from having the energy or feeling active like I would want to play. So what you start doing is you start telling yourself, "I like basketball." When you do like basketball, when you were 100 pounds lighter,
Yeah.
right? You used to play basketball, you used to play sports more, but you have convinced yourself you don't like it no more because you can't actively do it without having a heart attack, damn near, or dying damn near. Like, right? So that's. And even when it comes to like goals and being active with something like content creating, if you're not in the right space mentally and you told yourself you would do this thing every day for a year, right? And then you find yourself falling off because you fall into those pockets of depression, stress, hard work, whatever, you find yourself hurting yourself, knowing you're not in the space where you need to be setting those kind of goals for yourself right now. Not that you shouldn't set goals, but just you got it's like it's like a list of
Unrealistic
priorities.
expectations.
That's what it is. Exactly. There's a list of priorities you need to handle first. You should be getting your mind right first, your body right first, to be this better version of yourself and attack these other goals that you either have for yourself or would be showing up later. I think that's a very dope way to look at it.
Yep.
That's fire.
So
I think.
watching
Oh,
this
go ahead.
man in the gym, you're not gonna just have me feeling like I ain't gonna get down and do some push-ups or something. So I'm letting you know this is turning into a get fit live. I'm about to do
Listen,
some push-ups.
that half
Let's
of the
go
room,
then.
y'all get fit.
Let's go.
Let me tell you what I'm not
Josh,
doing.
check in, though. What's good, bro?
My dog want to get in. Watch out, Rainbow.
What you said, Josh?
I said, listen, my check-in is I'm sitting here with luck. I ain't doing no push-ups. But
That's what's up.
but I do support the goal.
Right. You know what's crazy, man? I hate that. So I'm glad this is a test. This is a test live. Cause I'm getting all my mistakes out now. I noticed that I'm still in D-log. That's why that's why I look so saturated like that. And I was supposed to put the LUTs on before I started recording. And I'm like, why do I look like everybody else? And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm still in D-log.
Listen, Rainbow, you know we don't do that. Get out of here.
Yeah, what do you are you on the Sony or are you on the Osmo?
I'm on Osmo.
Oh,
Hey Josh, you sound like I sounded on my live on Wednesday, where your voice is so loud. I guess it's clipping. So back away from the microphone and try it, or turn down your mic.
Hey, yo, is my sound coming through good?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
perfect.
you good.
all right. How about that? Is that better or no?
Yeah, that sounds better. You're just lower now, but you're not clipped. I was clipped in the beginning, and Luck texted me like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you don't sound as good as AD," and I'm like, "How the fuck? My system is just as good as AD's." Don't have me out here for like I got the Toomey version.
Bro, this is going to be right here though. Like, I almost feel like, well, we can hindsight is 2020, man. We tell ourselves what we should have been doing. Like, we should have been going live. But I think this is a super cool way to like stay in contact, build community, and account for views and watch hours and all that stuff like that. Where you can like kill a bunch of. I'm about to say kill a bunch of birds with one stone. But it's a great way. I think it's a great way for us to move forward now, like it starts doing these live streams. You know what I mean? I think just with us being on now, like this is podcast right here. This is community meetups. This is a bunch. It's a bunch of the end when we all get into like the expertise of each individual, right? Where we have Charles on there one day. He's talking about maybe fitness or maybe master mindset, right? Or we have Rob one day getting on the stuff he's into, or Josh and Luck the same thing, and kind of like pull in all our different things all on one under one community kind of umbrella. I think that's and then also still do Men of the Village podcast, right? And the other stuff you want to do.
Hey, yo, you got an echo.
I think
I
it's
got
Josh. I think Josh is picking up, or somebody's picking up the audio through their speaker and it's going back to their microphone.
Oh, I'm just on my laptop in Osmo.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, it just happened too.
Is it me?
It's gone now.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have it no more.
Okay. Hey Rob, this StreamYard is dope though. Like I'm looking at the whole layout and
going to what Charles was talking about. What it makes me think about is like what is our definition of progress? Like progress is going in the right direction. It don't gotta be 15 steps in the right direction. Like how I judge progress should be, did I take a step in the right direction? Right direction? It shouldn't just be, did I get there today?
right. And how do I share this to my social media platforms?
So there's a link to get on the show, and then there's a YouTube link that you can share to people to watch it. But if you have it on private, it might not be visible to other people.
It's on public.
Okay.
I just don't know. I don't know what link to share. I don't know where to even go to even show that. I mean, I know I'm doing a test, but I'm like, since we all on, I might as well start sharing it.
Screen share with me.
How far is it away?
I'm trying. It's not the invite, is it?
Okay, I'll Uber.
No, that's an invite to get in.
Did you turn it
Go
on?
to your.
Okay,
you know
okay.
what you should do? Go to your YouTube page where your YouTube live is at,
Set of steps.
Yeah.
and that's the
Let me
link.
see. Okay. My YouTube page. Wait, why I say go live? Like I'm not going live already.
Because you probably not.
Nah, you probably are actually.
Is it not hooked up to my YouTube page? Maybe not. I think I did that yesterday.
Yeah, if you linked it, it should be there.
So, but it says go live. Should I push? I mean, I shouldn't click that, right?
Go to your
live because
in your YouTube studio. You might see something that says live, like shorts, videos.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, the content. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, live. Oh, yeah, okay. I see it right here. It said live test, which we on right now.
No, but that doesn't mean that you're streaming live.
Oh, here it is. Shareable link. No, it says live. It says I'm streaming live.
You can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it, and I see the shareable link.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is so easy. StreamYard.
Yeah, for sure. And I could just go on my my Twitter and what's it? I'm about to say Tumblr. How old am I?
Dang, you got MySpace. That's crazy.
All right, how do I sound now? Do my sound?
You sound sexy.
Okay, my
But
sound.
Rob's echoing.
Yeah, so
Rob's echoing though.
I hear Luck's feedback loop. It's either Luck or Charles.
It can't be Charles.
No, but I think like the audio thing is the worst part. So in your settings on the computer, Luck, like you take off echo cancellation, take off adjust mic.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Take all of that stuff off, because if you're managing it through your DJI, then you're controlling your levels a little bit. I had to turn all that.
Let me see.
So do I sound more podcasty? Do I sound better?
Yeah. You sound podcast.
Okay, and I'm not too super blown out.
Nah,
Yeah,
you
so I
sound like
turned
how you're
off.
supposed to with a good mic.
Yeah, I turned off all of those additional. So
Oh,
in
my
settings of the
my echo
audio,
cancellation is on.
yeah. So
Turn
turn
it
that
off.
off, and then turn off the adjust your mic volume automatically. Like turn off all anything that's on
All the
there. Turn
hookup
that off.
settings.
Turn that off.
Yeah, I just did that just now.
So the
Good.
only thing I have checked on audio is oh no, nothing. I don't have nothing checked. It's just my mic is on and my speaker is through my headphones.
Now you sound amazing.
Yeah, you sound better.
Now I hear an echo.
You hear an echo?
Yeah.
I heard it echo
Yeah,
when you said that.
you and Robert, and I'm echoing too on somebody's end. Somebody's got their speakers on, listening.
Now should I check the echo cancellation again or no?
No, it just went off. It may have been
You
Josh. Josh,
sound good, whatever you
what's your
did.
output? I think it was Josh.
And Charles sounds good too now. Like he doesn't have the echo either.
Yeah, I think it was Josh who had his speaker on for some reason. I could be wrong, but
Am I
So
echoing
Josh is
now?
with headphones. Nope. You sound good,
no,
love.
Okay. Well, what the hell? Maybe
no,
you
you
need a
sound
second or something.
Is it
Okay, we good now
echoing
then.
Is it echoing now? Y'all say something.
No, we good.
No,
You
you
good
sound
now?
good. Yeah, you sound like
And
a
they said echo going.
FM radio.
Somebody said echo going. John Boy, that's John Boy in the chat. JB Alex, that's John Boy, what up with it? They said echo going. Appreciate that.
All right,
What you
Charles.
drinking, Josh?
Yeah. We did it.
Oh, my
We
bad.
did it.
What are you doing?
I was gonna say, what up, Charles? Go ahead and give us those 50 pull-ups you said you was gonna do in the name of fitness.
He said that?
No,
I ain't got no 50,
I'm like,
I ain't
he
got no
looks
50
like
pull-ups
Captain
for you, bro.
America
I'm
though.
done. I'm done. I'm tired as
He
that.
looked like the black Captain America.
Right.
Charles, your microphone's muted.
I said the body is body. And hold on, check your boy.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you see this? I'm trying to catch you.
oh.
I'm trying to make progress. The
Hey,
theme of today's podcast is progress. I'm trying to.
hey,
You keep running past me like Captain America when Falcon didn't have no superpowers.
hey.
On your
I'm just
left.
saying. I'm jacked right now.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get there. I'm not. I'm ping, ping, ping. I got a 22. You got a
I need
shotgun.
Charles put me
Hey,
on this. Put me on a 60-day plan so I could look like you.
hey, don't play with me. I got you.
Hey, Josh, did you know that Charles is doing a bodybuilding challenge because he said he wanted to wear the little bikini draws on stage?
well, he's talking about the bodybuilding pad challenge. He didn't tell me about the little bikini draws.
I ain't said that.
They all
That was Rob.
all of them wear the little bikini drawers. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be the
Nah,
first
man.
bodybuilder in boxers.
You're right. You're right.
They gonna be wearing the boxer briefs. I love
Nah,
seeing
for
that.
real though, I'm only gonna do the men's physique one, which is where you wear board shorts, and they
Boo.
pretty much judge your abs, your chest, and the little V and your back. You know,
Yeah,
so everybody gonna get the invite though. I hope y'all will come. Real talk.
I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna
You
be
know we're gonna
yelling
be
really
supporting.
loud with a sign in my hand.
We gonna be
Bet.
supporting.
Nah, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm super nervous, bro. Like when I say this is really gonna it's challenging me. It's really challenging.
What are you nervous
Like
about?
I'm nervous. I'm nervous about winning.
Okay.
Okay,
Wait,
can I just
what?
tell you? I hear you because that sounds crazy. You about to
Yeah.
get in the best shape of your life and stand in front of a bunch of strangers who don't know you personally, and they determine whether you win or lose. I would say, F that. You doing that is the win. There's nothing to be nervous about. Like, who gonna
Yeah, it's
judge
just,
your physique?
I mean, when I say winning, Rob, I'm talking about what's got me nervous now is, oh man, I'm really about to do this. And I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I'm about to choose the show. I'm
Yeah.
already on the eating piece. I'm already on the fitness piece. Like that's what makes me nervous. It's not about the competition itself. When I say winning, I'm saying what I am really anticipating will be the yield of getting to the competition and actually competing. It makes me nervous in a really
I hear
good way,
you.
though. You know what I'm
I'm gonna tell
saying?
you right now, as a
Is it fear of
foolish
the
friend.
unknown?
I don't know if it's. I didn't say fear. I said
No.
nervous.
It's not fear, nervous. I'm gonna tell you right
Okay.
now. If you let me know the day, the time, and the location, and I can get there, I will have an award for you because you won just getting there. Like I'm gonna, it's gonna be a little baby trophy, a medallion, or something. A Lego
But
block. I don't know.
but to run that back, so not fear, right? And but it's the unknown part I'm talking about. You know that feeling what you don't know yet. You don't
Yeah,
know how it's going to go, what the levels, the steps, what it looks like, what's the process. All these things sometimes make people, whether it's nervous, anxious, scared, depending on who the person is. Like, you think it's anything like that?
I think it's nerves in a positive way
yeah.
because I think it's going to set me free from a lot of stuff. You
Listen,
know,
Okay.
I was just about to say that, Charles. Like,
yeah, yeah,
it's the nerves of like the journey and the change that comes within the journey. Like he's about to embark on something that takes so much discipline and focus and commitment. And like
Yeah.
on the other side of that, who is Charles after he comes out of that journey, right? And the
correct,
change that comes with that.
correct. And you won't be able to go back. Like you
Hmm.
don't get
Yeah.
to be that. It's like robbing his content. Like he can never go back. Like
Right.
Right.
he could never stop posting. That's
Yeah,
never happening,
yeah,
right? And when you feel like you finally have gotten it, and I don't necessarily saying that I've achieved it, but I feel like, oh, I got my rhythm. Oh man, I'm about to do this. And on the other side of that, there's probably crazy stuff, and that makes me nervous. Crazy in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, and so I'm a little like I got a whole bunch of explicatives, but you really about to do this? Like what?
And you're doing something for the first time too. So
Yeah,
like this is the
that's true
first
too.
time you've ever done that.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. And so I know it's going to give access to a new community. I know I know it's going to create new opportunities. I know it's going to teach me new things about myself. I know that it's going to change the way that my family engages me. It's going to improve my friendship circles, but it may shrink the circle a little bit
Your
because
friendships are always going to require you to help them move and carry like furniture because you look like that.
stupid. You are stupid.
I
Uh,
hate
you
moving.
know, stupid.
are you moving?
Stupid. He is
No.
stupid. But I think so. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and nervous in a positive way, but also like I'm not even thinking what's next. That's the hardest thing that I'm trying not to do. Like I'm trying not to think about what I'm going to do afterward. But every time like to be honest with you, like I can't even my days. I don't have a lot of loose time. You know what I'm saying? Like there are certain things that I will not be able to do because I'm doing this.
Right.
Right? Like I gotta eat. I gotta work out. I gotta remember to go to sleep. So it automatically cuts off time that would probably be used to do other stuff. So naturally, it's going to refine my schedule, and there's a lot of that. So, anyways, and Rob got me turning that in the content, which is
Yeah.
going to absorb more time, and it's just going to become a different life, and that just makes me nervous.
I'll tell you
Uh,
this. What I hear when you say that, I'm in the remember Hollywood Squares where it's like the celebrities around the tic tac toe board.
yeah,
I feel like the thing that y'all got in common that I don't have in common is y'all are all married, right? And I
yeah.
think what's beautiful about the commitment that you've made, to your wife, to yourself, to God is more than you said yes or I do. You said no to other things in order to do that. So all of your commitments that you make are also a commitment to say no to other things.
That's powerful, Rob.
So what I heard you say is you're saying yes to fitness to the level of a bodybuilder challenge is you saying no to some stuff that are also important to you, that might be
Hmm.
interesting to you.
Yeah, yeah, and that automatically changes things. And this is why, Rob, and I agree with this. This is why if a person can master any pillar or any dimension of fitness, they automatically grow more healthier and they can perform at higher levels in other areas. Because because it doesn't make sense to be building and giving back your results at the same time. Something in you has to give. So
Yeah.
you can't be running marathons and smoking cigarettes at the same time because you can't do both of those. So if you smoke and you want to run a marathon, you have to at least give up some smoking. If you want to lose weight and you want to be able to do that consistently, you got to change the way you eat. You got to put down some foods.
Lord.
I'm just saying, it's you can't do both at the same time. And so fitness, fitness by nature, luck, forces you to make a choice repeatedly. It's like, and so, when you talk about and when others talk about, man, I want to get there. A lot of people want to get there, but they not really. They haven't gotten to the place where they don't have many choices, where they have to. So they still negotiate with themselves. And one of the things that Rob is growing more popular for is he'll say with explicatives, "I'm not negotiating with myself no more. It is not. We are not having this conversation." And so once you get there, and this is where accountability partners
Yep.
come in, because they will be that voice for you until you can be that voice for yourself. To say,
Right.
no, you put the food
Right.
down, put the sweet down. No, you're not doing that. I got to go on a vacation. Cool. Take your habits with you. Like you don't get the excuse. Like 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 Rob will be in full blown vacation and still posting. I'm on full blown travel and I'm still, bro. Let me tell you, I I vacuum sealed salad, packed it in my bag, bro. I went to Walmart, bro, and I bought some damn broccoli and some microwavable rice. I'm like, I'm not staying at your hotel unless you give me a microwave. You understand? Like, I had to
Yeah.
pack a whole check-in bag just to stay on this. The same way that y'all would be packing y'all cameras, I was packing my food, and that mess took me 2 hours.
Like giving
Just
yourself no outs. No outs.
nah,
No
bro.
no
We ain't
outs.
have no excuse. What am I gonna do? I sat
Right.
in Wingstop miserable last night. Miserable. I mean, chicken seasoning sauce, bro. I was so like, I went up to that counter 5 times. Like, what you doing? What you doing? Go sit down. You got food. And so, but I feel like people who are great at anything, they've learned how to make that decision. Like, so it ain't no excuses. And that's where I'm at. So, anyways,
Okay. All
I
right. Let
digress.
me let me get on my my pulpit for just 2 minutes
Bet.
because what Charles is saying. I just went on vacation with the wife recently, and I brought this book with me, and it's called "The War of Art." And what what Charles is
Is that
saying
like a
is
flip on Art of War? Like kind of like a flip on that?
maybe a little bit, right? And
Okay.
I'm about I'm a little more than halfway through it. And when I tell you the concepts in here and what Charles is talking about, what he was saying was reminding me of a concept that whenever you set on your path and your purpose, resistance is the immediate thing that comes in your way. And this is about like recognizing that's how you know that you're on your path. And to Charles's point, like you're gonna face that resistance. You're gonna want that burger.
For sure.
You're gonna
Yeah.
want to do 7 other things other than the thing that you're supposed to be doing. Does Charles want to cut weight and not eat and go out with his friends and enjoy life? Yeah, he wants to do that, but he also is set on a purpose to achieve this particular result. And it talks about how resistance is like the death of the creative, and the moment you are set on your path, resistance is going to come, and you need to be able to weather those resistance storms, and they come in all forms and factors. It comes in the internal voice, right? Like, oh, I could do that tomorrow, right? Oh, Monday's coming, I'll just start my journey on Monday, or I'll just shoot that content on Monday, or I'll just post that YouTube short on Monday, or you know what, I'll go double hard, I'll do twice a day on Monday, so I make up for the weekend that I had. And it's not accepting that internal resistance voice and like digging in and doing the work. The second piece that the book says that I thought was really interesting is that resistance also comes from your circle in unintentional ways. You may be telling somebody what you're trying to do, right? Me and Rob may be on a call and I'm like, man, I'm trying to shoot, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. And Rob might be like, man, you could do that on Tuesday next week. I feel you. You ain't got to do it right this second, right? Instead of being like, no, you need to get off the phone with me and go shoot that. Like, you need to do what you said you were going to do and do it now. Don't let
Right.
the voice of resistance come in between you and the purpose that you are trying to live in, right? So let me read this one thing. This is where I'm at. It says, a professional accepts no excuses. The amateur, underestimating resistance cunning, permits things to keep him from the chapters in life that he is writing. And I was like, crazy.
That's a full bar.
That's a bar. This
Okay,
book
I
is
love
short.
that.
It's the art. It's the war of art, and it's about everything that all of us are trying to do, collectively and individually, trying to create, trying to speak to the masses, trying to support, inspire, and get people moving, and the inner voice that is resistance, the effects that has on us from achieving what we're trying to do. So Charles, you were talking, and that was the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, man, right on the nose with this book that I'm in the middle of reading right now.
That's a bar, bro. That's a whole
Yeah,
bar.
that's dope. Appreciate you reading that. That's dope.
Yeah. That's a whole.
I know there's a Buddhist idea about procrastination that connects to. I'm sure this is very similar to what you guys are reading and stuff, but specifically what Josh is talking about, it's the idea of um, putting off today what you're supposed to do today for tomorrow, and how it's a lie. So you have a false sense of self when you think about what you can do tomorrow, because you're taking for granted what tomorrow holds and all the surprises and the adventures that come.
Or
Um,
that you even have it
it-
tomorrow.
right. So I've had a job before where I had a morning shift crew, a midday shift crew, and a night shift crew, and each of those shifts had different responsibilities. And what happens is, if the night crew doesn't do what they're supposed to do, the morning crew has more work to do, and it messes up the whole thing. Right? We do that to ourselves. Like, by me not doing today's work, my tomorrow version of myself has more to do,
That's a fact.
and the load just keeps going on and on and on, not realizing that you also don't see what they're dealing with. Like, you don't know that there's a rush in the midday tomorrow shift. You don't see that there's a issue with the register, or issue with a line, or issue with someone not showing up to do their part. So now there's more work, and we just keep procrastinating, thinking that it's fine when it's really not fun.
Yep.
No, that's spot on. Wow. What's what it was? I was just gonna do a little test chat, and then
You can't get your
the
homies in
bar
a real
the
thing when
bar
we
started
really
coming.
talking.
I was like, do you know what happens when we get together? It becomes a conversation. It has to.
Yeah,
But I think that's what's so dope about the group and Men of the Village podcast, because people don't understand, we have these conversations on a regular with no
yeah.
camera on. You know what I mean? And I think
We
that's
just got to
super
be more
cool. And I
intentional
think
about turning the cameras on.
right, right. But I think, and I think now we've started. Right, Rob did his
Yeah,
first stream live. It was super dope. It was awesome. Had a bunch of people in there, and people was giving feedback and connected and throwing stuff in there. I think it was really dope. This is my first test pod. I had a couple of people in here. I think I got two now, and had a couple people in. But just the fact that I'm knowing what's the layout and what to do, and how to do my banners, and as I'm looking around, I'm thinking of ways I can dress it up, and I need to make my own banners, my own logo, right, to add.
yeah,
So, and I feel more comfortable jumping on next time. The fact that I got past the unknown part of knowing
hmm,
what this layout is about. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
Josh, I'm happy to see you on camera. Period. Like, you know what I mean? Because I know you have, just like you dropped the gems with the book you read, you had a wealth of knowledge. You love jazz. You're super creative. Like, and you're married. Like, you got so many different angles to drop so much different game and advice or whatever. Like, I'm just excited to see what we all have to offer in this space of content creating. And just us starting this now it's really dope to me.
Yeah, I wanted to say, Luck, man, I think you may underestimate the necessity of the unknown.
Break that down.
Yeah, we're talking about how the presence of the unknown piques interest and generates a level of creativity. And so without the unknown, there is no pursuit. What you know, there is no inquiry made in.
Ah,
And
I
so
like
it
that.
is.
I like
So
that.
in the unknown, there are levels. So all we really are doing is graduating to the next level of the unknown. So we really need the unknown in order to keep growing, which is why mastery keeps on pushing to the next level of mastery. It is only the thing that you have figured out that actually dies. Does that make sense? Like, like,
Totally.
like you
Totally.
once you figure it out, there is no more energy to give to it. This is actually an indictment on relationships, if I could just pivot to marriage for a second,
Well, why not?
because marriages die for lack of curiosity. I better be careful here. Uh, Marriages suffer for,
Wow.
for refusal to continue learning and for fatigue in the pursuit. We do not have time to dive in to how ridiculously true that is and the amount of evidence that we see both in the relationships that have failed and the strain on relationships that are still being maintained. But one of the things that is a constant that I think in my own relationship continues to nag me is not knowing. So that when I think that I have figured it out, like I know what you're going to say, I know how you're going to respond, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this, I'm sure I said this correctly, I'm sure I've done this appropriately, and I am met with a response that reminds me that I still don't know, that then strains the relationship, but it also creates an invitation for me to either pursue or say F this, I don't really want nothing else with this anymore
Right.
because of the presence of the unknown. So the unknown continually invites you to inquire, which keeps the thing alive. Because without the inquiry, there can't be any, progress. Now I know that listen, I know we can go back and forth on this because in some areas that's not all the way true, but I can tell you that many of the things that have became that because there was somebody curious and assigned to it, you know? And so, anyways, bottom line, don't let curiosity die. Wait, no, don't let curiosity end. But never mind. Draw your own damn conclusion. But you understand what I'm saying.
No, bro. Hey, I've never heard it be presented in such a way. And I think that's really a really dope way to look at it. I talked about how to kind of bridge what you were just saying with that. It reminded me of the conversation I was having about with my friend Rios about my wife or our wives, and talked about how the version of your wife or your husband you marry most likely would not be the version you die with. And we talked about how, like, as a human being who's always trying to grow and be better, it's kind of like your iPhone update, right? You're always getting a different update. You're always getting a better version of yourself or a more advanced version. There's things like my wife tomorrow may like skydiving tomorrow because she read something and all of a sudden she's curious for skydiving. Now I got to deal with that, right? Like, how do I navigate around her wanting to be a skydiver now? Or she's into a new passion or hobby, or the love changes, right? You may get bored in certain ways in your relationship where you did this repetitive thing all the time. So the unknown keeps it kind of exciting, right? It's like not knowing what you'll get in a sense because the foundation is there, and it's exciting to getting to relearn a person. I remember when I started talking to my wife about her father more in depth. It was like a whole new her that I was getting when I actually got in depth on the surface of her father and their relationship and family. And, she's from Dallas. And it was like I learned a new person. I'm sitting in front of a new person, a new level of a person, and I loved it. I love that thing. And what can I learn next? What's the next thing I can learn? So I think that's super cool, the way you presented it, because I'm like, man, I never looked at it like that, because the even just the saying, the fear of the unknown, people can't get past the word fear in the front. So you tie the fear to unknown, right? But the unknown isn't such an ugly place. It isn't such a dark place, right? It could be a beautiful place. It could be a great level to try to get to. What it's like you and your bodybuilding journey. What's next? That's exciting. Where do you go from there? What happens after that? After you win or you succeed or you get to that level or you try hard enough that you get your body goes to another level it's never been before. What happens after that? And we'll see. Because I'm
Yes,
ready.
sir.
You know what I mean? So I think that's really dope.
I know Rob. I know Rob got something to say about this. Now you ain't sitting over here. You're not gonna sit over here.
No, I'm listening. Um I think we take ourselves for granted too. Like I was on a panel with Luck last year. That he invited me to be on, and it was about the title of the conference was called The Pivot, and it was a lot about how you pivot in life. And one of the things that came out of our panel conversation was a couple gentlemen were sharing that they don't really know themselves, and I struggle with that because I feel like I know you, even though I know that you're going to change. And I know the version of Luck that I know today is not the version of Luck that I knew 20 years ago when we were going to the studio on Rosecrans. And the version of Josh that I knew when he was living in Ladera is not the same, but I know you, right? There are pivots along the story, but the character stays the same. And there are
Uh,
Right.
elements of the character that evolves. I think we don't allow ourselves to get to know ourselves again. So
okay, I
it's
got you.
harder for me to
Right.
share with a friend, especially a spouse, a partner, who I am today, because I'm not getting to know myself today. I'm not
Yeah.
journaling,
Yeah.
especially if I'm not therapy. I'm not looking in the mirror. I'm not um I'm not proud of the changes. I might be ashamed of some changes. Some things don't look the same, they don't work the same, they don't feel the same. And that's not who I am. And you just push that to the side as opposed to like, I think I hate to do a gender, but I think women deal with themselves as they change. Every month she changes. There's a cycle, and every month there's a different version of herself around certain parts of that cycle. There's also
That's so good.
degrees of change as she gets closer. As a man, once you hit rites of passage, you just see yourself as grown.
Right, right. Yeah.
It is what it is. And I'm like, I don't know if that really is accurate.
Yeah, I fully agree with what you're saying, Rob, and I'll take it one step further. That I've had this conversation many times. I feel like you live multiple lifetimes in one life. Like
Easy.
who I was a decade ago, like looking back, sometimes you cringe. You look at a photo and be like, "Oh, I really thought I was, I really thought I was doing it," and you get a little cringe because you're older, you're wiser, you are a completely different person. Rob has known me for a long time, and who I was at 26 years old is not who I am 2 decades later. You know what I'm saying? Like nowhere near that. And when I look back at old pictures, I remember that life. I remember that lifetime. I remember the people in my sphere. I remember the things that I was talking about and things I was interested in. And I'm like, oh, glory, because I have grown. And to Rob's point, if you are not sitting in that growth, like who I am today, and really understanding yourself, it's very difficult to like you're kind of like a faceless person at that point. Like, who are you? Do you know yourself well enough to be able to articulate that, to communicate that to someone, to be able to sit and have conversations about your wants, desires, and needs, in the current state that you're in, which is very different from all the things that you've been through across your lifetime. And I remember Rob on Inglewood. Like I remember that Rob. I remember what we was doing. I remember the nonprofit he was working at. Like I remember that Rob and the things we were talking about. Let me tell you something. That is not the Rob today, at all. So I firmly believe that you live multiple lifetimes in one life. Like, look, who you were at 20 when you were in the game, rapping, doing like who you look like today. I'm sure is completely different.
It was crazy. It's who I was even 3 or 4 years ago. Rob, no, it's not the same look. Let alone when I was 20. So you're spot on with that. And you know what's crazy? I used to. It's funny because I'm taking what Rob said and what you said, and there's a middle thing that's happening right there where it's that little fight I used to have with myself about me liking to do too many things, or I like photography. Oh, now I like videography. Oh, now I like streaming live, or now I like watches now, or now And you start to tell yourself, like, stick to something. And I'm like, well, I like all these things. Like, they're just, I like all the things. I like what's the problem? Like, it's not even a different version of, I mean, there's many different versions of me, but that's okay. Instead of telling yourself, you're not being real because you're not sticking to this one thing, or you didn't stay in this one place or this one lane. And
That's that's
I used to crucify
AD's
myself in a
comma.
sense about that. What was that,
That's
Rob?
a that's AD's conference commas. He said that God gave him a vision to help multi-passionate, multi-talented, interested people like ourselves, and how you don't have to just be one thing. God was clear to him and said you don't have to be just one thing. So the jack of all trades, master of none quote is very popular, but that's not the full quote. The full quote is jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Yep.
They never talk about the whole thing.
They never talk. I have a book, like, well, I'm a big reader, so I have a book that's like literally talks about how, especially at work or wherever you at, and like the more that you have spread your, kind of hands into a bunch of different things, the more valuable you are in general. Like, more things, you've experienced more things, you've tried more things, you can speak on topics of things that people don't know much about. It makes you more valuable. But I think, oh, I had it, I lost it. I was about to say it. It was right on the tip of my tongue. Damn.
Welcome to 40. I'm messing with you.
Oh no, baby, it's right there.
It's
Go
right
get
there.
it.
It's right there. Like,
I hear the echo again too. I'm not sure who it is. Where it's coming
let
from.
me check. It might be me. Let me see. Sorry. Yep, it's me.
Okay.
I fixed it. Oh yeah. Oh, this is what I was gonna say, and this was important. You know what's interesting, and maybe this is a conversation for a pod at another time, but the way we want to be seen and the way we see people is so fascinating to me, and I've read a lot on it. Like, we want people to see us as layered. So, like, look, what you just said is like, I'm a layered individual. I like watches, I like content creation, I like videography, I like music, I like this, I like that. Rob, layered. Dr. Dorsey, layered. Not only do I speak life into men, and I host and I talk, I train, I'm doing all of these things. I'm a layered individual. But when we talk about someone else, we try to reduce them to one thing.
Right.
And usually it's not in the best of terms, right? Like, if I'm mad at Luck, I'm like, man, Luck is always this. We focus on the one thing, even though Luck is layered. There's multifaceted pieces to that, and we want to be seen that way, but we never extend that grace to other people in some instances, where we recognize that, like, there may be these things, but they're also layered, right? We try to reduce people just to one thing. And I think media does that. Social media definitely does that. They latch on to one thing, and
Yep.
they just try to reduce you to one thing. But what we're talking about is we always want to be seen as layered. I can have 10 different likes and 10 different things that I'm working on because I enjoy those things and they bring me joy, and I'm learning and growing through that.
Yeah. Okay. So Leonardo da Vinci is who I'm thinking about. I was about to say Leonardo
You about
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio? You about for sure?
How famous do you got to be where you
Listen,
take over
DiCaprio, he
Da
be having some
Vinci?
bars too. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Okay. So if I said Leonardo da Vinci, what pops in mind? Like, if you had to say what he was,
He's a
what's the
painter.
thing that he was?
He's a painter.
He's a painter. Look, what do you say,
Yeah, I probably would say Painter.
Charles? What would you say? You're on mute.
I'd say he's an artist.
Okay. So if you look up Leonardo da Vinci, he was a Renaissance painter, draughtsman, engineer, scientist, sculptor, architecture, engineer, scientist, cartographist. He designed a flying machine, a parachute, a bridge. He had a bunch of scientific discoveries, inventions, weapons for war. Like, he did
Wow.
so many things, but the story kind of puts you in this place where you know him for what you know him for. And that's
Yeah.
cool because the jack of all trades, it don't matter if you know all the things. wait for my biopic for that, right? Or my autograph.
Right.
But the one that sticks out to you is the one that sticks out to you, right?
Right.
But you'll never be able to describe Rob as your friend or Rob in the work that he does in the world or Rob's life with one thing. He's more than one thing. And that's what
Bro.
I hope that I will stop struggling with. Just be like, kill all of the
Bro,
things.
you don't understand when people ask me when I talk about you, and people ask me, so what does Rob do? I'll be like, uh, okay, he do it, but like it's always like a. I mean, okay, what? So there's. I'm about to run down like a list of things,
Definitely.
but
Definitely.
I think that's so dope, though, right? It's like it's to Josh's point, a very layered individual, right? And what's cool about it? What's cool about even just you guys being layered? It makes our conversation, our relationships, that much more dope for me, in my opinion. That much more exciting. That I can laugh with Charles about something so silly, and then we also be in the corner, just in such a deep, layered conversation. It'll blow our minds, right? Or I could talk to Rob about how he loved chicken, right? And then at the same time, he can be therapizing me in the car, right? You know what I mean? you know?
Hey,
So,
yo, can I can
but
I say something
About
though?
chicken,
Which
though.
which is the best chilies? Is it
Can
Chick
I,
Fil A? Is
can
it
I, can
Popeyes?
I
Which one is it?
right,
And then you go into the generational trauma, and it's like, man, we came from where we came from, and we made it to where we made it.
right.
Yeah, I think I want to say something about that though. Like, bro, like, where I want to get. I want to get to the place where when somebody can't answer that question, it stops feeling like an attack to me.
Yeah.
Like, I want to
Yeah, yeah,
get to
yeah,
the
yeah,
place,
yeah.
like, and to be honest, man, my wife says it a lot. She's like, you haven't focused yet, is what she says to me. And every time she says it, that mess be stinging. I'll be up there like, am I the problem? Right? She says, if you would just focus, you could be a millionaire. And I'm like, there's some truth to that. But there is also so much that I am that focusing sometimes feels like I'm not the other thing or things. And so it's really about managing all that you discover. How do I remain, how do I keep the fidelity to what I know while focusing on one component of what I know? You know, like that mess
Okay.
hurts often.
So if we had a homie named Leo and he was one of the Da Vinci's, right, we wouldn't be able to do it. Like when he did the Last Supper painting and when he did the Mona Lisa, which is one of the most popular, famous paint, I think it's basic. Everybody else thinks it's gorgeous. When you go to the freaking Louvre, it's as big as this. Like, I think he's done way better work than the Mona Lisa, but that's what the market allows. But they were not done in the same season of his life. The Mona Lisa is way in a different spot in his life, just like his sculptures are, just like the things that he did that inspired like helicopters or tanks or war. Like you have to allow yourself to have the full story to be all those things, to become a master specialist, the millionaire, super successful, super popular in those things. Because if he just was a master at drawing with pencil or chalk, he wouldn't have done the Mona Lisa. He wouldn't have done the Last Supper. He wouldn't have done the the sculptors in marble that we've seen him do.
Yeah.
Look how much greatness you got out of him by just letting him be him. Straight up.
I'm just saying, I want to get to the place where it stops hurting.
I
You
think
feel
you
me?
can do it today. I think that Charles can decide like the thing that I like about myself is that I am not a master of one thing, and that I am on a journey to become a master in multiple things, and that I will be recognized and awarded and valued along the journeys, awarded along the journeys, compensated well along the journeys. But you also got to remember, like the Renaissance art, all of those famous artists were not super wealthy because of their art in the time that they lived. Some of the greatness was attributed to their life and their name and their works after they died.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Right.
Yeah.
Who was the famous artist? He did. I don't even think he even sold a painting until he passed away. Maybe
I'll
it's a
look it
bunch
up
of
right
them,
now.
but I forgot what it was. He was a famous painter,
You
and
talking about like Basquiat?
No, he's talking about Renaissance artists
no,
like Phil.
yeah, it was, I think yeah, like older, definitely older. But he had died, and
Van
then
Gogh.
I think
Van
his
Gogh.
Van Gogh
Van Gogh died broke.
died, exactly.
Damn.
So he don't even know some of his artwork is some of the biggest and most
Damn.
priceless stuff in the world. He never even got a chance to even see it or hear
Bro,
about it.
okay, so we all do photography, right? One of the most famous artists in the world is attributed to a Rembrandt light. Like when you have the light that has that triangle on the cheek,
Oh right,
that
right,
Rembrandt
yeah.
lighting, right? He died broke too.
Wow,
Like the idea of the starving artists existed for generations of people who were creative before us. We just now in our generation see creatives being ballers and driving right and jewelry and the houses and the ladies and the attention. But to choose a life of creativity was almost to choose a life of like spirituality. Like we
Damn.
were going to live meekly.
that's
Damn.
wild.
Damn. That's hard.
And then it is, and then it kind of get
Damn. Damn.
You know
that's
Monet, right?
yeah.
Like the artist Monet. Claude Monet also died. I'm looking at it right now. He's one of the most famous impressionists. I had to remember because this is a category on Jeopardy I wouldn't have picked, but I know some of it. Monet also died poor. Most of the artists who got work through a way of like using their art to create a lifestyle for themselves and provide for themselves had a patron or the church patronized them to do something in the cathedral or the roof of the new chapel or some type of a statue. Like it required somebody to, with money to say, here, do this and we'll pay you a couple bucks. But most of them died poor.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Damn.
And without validation at the time. They weren't always seen in their area as great. It was after death and then a different perspective of people who saw their work outside of them. But if you see me play a ball every day at the park, you're like, oh, that's just Rob. But this other person who's never seen me and never seen other people play like we play can see a video and be like, did you see what he did? That's crazy. That's not how you normally do that.
Damn.
It's funny. It's funny. That's how your friends look at you a lot of times.
Yes. We're too
Damn.
close.
Sometimes you're too close. And what's crazy is it's funny how people will see you in a different light if other people see you from the light that other people see you in. So what I mean by that is that Rob is Rob. Rob may be Rob to us, right? We love him. He's a friend. All these things. But the minute Rob does something that becomes quote unquote famous to people, then all of a sudden you notice how your friends start to change. They start to be a
Sir.
little weird around you. They've been knowing you 20, 30 years, and they start to get a little weird around you. But I'm just Rob. I'm just Luck to these people. But they're starting to view me through the lens of other people, the way they view me. And kind of bypass how they see you from what they've known, which is kind of interesting.
Jesus wasn't
Man, look,
from a different
you,
place. He was from Nazareth. At the beginning, Jesus was not accepted in Nazareth first. It's not like, oh, Jesus from Nazareth, we put him on, and now the world puts him on.
Right, right,
He had to go to the world first, and then they were like, oh, you know, you're from Nazareth.
right. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Wow.
these are individual pod topics just by themselves. Like
Yeah, they are.
because Rob and I have had so many conversations about how like and even in my household about like where you come from and working hard to get some semblance of like the whole point is to like create a life for yourself that you can be happy with and proud of, right? And the moment you start to have a little bit of that success, it's typically not you that changes. I mean, it could be, right? Like some people get money and they get an ego and they forget and like the humility is thrown out the door. But let's put those people aside for a second. For the most part, it's the people around you that begin to change. Look, I fully agree. And the cold part is I have been guilty of that myself. in relationships that I've had where there was someone that had a lot of success, and I didn't want to be seen as someone that was like leeching off of that or like
Right.
just around for that. And I allowed that to change the way that I loved this person or showed up for this person. And I
Because what
regret,
happens,
like, that is a regret for me. Like, I wish I could go back in time and talk to myself and be like, hey, you literally grew up with this person since y'all were like 13, 14, 12 years old, right? And like stay connected, but I didn't. And I was young and I didn't really understand that part of me and like what I was struggling with. So it's like, or the other conversing on the other side is like when people are down bad and you're up, they can't be happy for you in all seasons of life for themselves. So it begins to show up in these weird ways when like you're progressing and they're comparing lots for some reason, right? And we talk about comparison being a thief of joy, and
for sure.
you not being able to like just be happy for how your friends are moving in the world because you feel like you're not there.
Yep, yep, yep. And I think there's a lot of that. I think I think that's what really allows relationships to mature or end, right? The maturity of the relationship is a story that all of us can tell about each other, some of us more than others. That is that I've been able to walk with you and do life with you when you're up and when you're down. And I've still been able to do life with you. And sometimes, it's hard because sometimes you don't grow up in an environment where people have been trustworthy with their volatility. They haven't been able to responsibly manage you emotionally, and they've really mismanaged you through your transitions and through your decisions and through your evolution. And it's the relationships that have been able to be consistent that speak the loudest. And if you've never experienced that, it's hard to diagnose what's really happening when your friend is giving you something that will survive all of your nuances. And so the initial introduction, like you have to become familiar with long-term relationship. If you've never seen it on the intimate side, if you've never seen it in your family, if you've never successfully seen it with a partner, building relationships like this is actually difficult. And so one another way to look at people like you looked at yourself, Josh, is with the eye of compassion to say, I realize that you're actually learning how to be in a relationship. You may have never seen it before. It's the same thing. It's like trying to build a marriage and you've never seen one successful, whatever success is, because we got a whole lot to say about that. Uh, and so I think there we can also take a compassionate lens to say some people, and this isn't an excuse for them, but some people are learning how to be in relationships, so their changes are not intentional. It takes somebody helping them to see some of their nuances and extending them an opportunity to maybe make some adjustments if it's their first time, you know? So just some thoughts around that.
You hear
So
me? Hear me? Hear me?
I'm
Hear me?
not
Okay, there we go.
I'm
Okay,
not
go
I'm
ahead.
not the pastor in the group, but I pulled up the scripture real quick. It says Mark 6 verse 4 through 13, and I'm reading from the New Message or the Message translation. He said, Jesus told them, a prophet has little honor in his hometown, among his relatives, on the streets as he played as a child. Jesus wasn't able to do much of anything there. He laid hands on a few sick people and healed them. That's all. First of all, that's major. But he couldn't get over their stubbornness. What that makes me think about is like what we're talking about, how you see me as the kid, the this, the that. You know me for these things, but you can't see me as these other things that I'm becoming or what I've transformed into since that time, right? You're stuck in the picture of the old version of me, and you cannot see the transformation of what I'm here to do now. That's what happens in our hometowns. That's what happens in our homes. That's what happens where we from sometimes. And that's so unfortunate that you got to go away and be seen by people who are strangers and not those who say that they love you the most sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to add to that, even though someone may see you excel, elevate, or whatever that level is to whatever kind of higher thing that you've set for yourself, or there's some goal you made it to, they'll hold you to it, to the old version of yourself. It's almost like they're in denial of who you are in this space today and treat you like I'm little Rob that went to the store for you, or I'm little Luck that used to punch around when I was little, right? You know what I mean? Like they look at you like, oh, nigga, I remember was the key word there, right? I'm not that version of whatever you think, and the fact that you can't see me as that, it lets me know I made the right choice to move on. Right? It's like old friends you don't want to disassociate yourself with because you have this false sense of loyalty to my quote unquote friends. But what kind of friends won't allow you to grow and won't see you as such? Like, I want friends to somehow, I want them to deal with the present me, but also appreciate the future me. Or at least think of myself as kind of like how you look at me. I got the sense that when Rob, you talk to me, you look at me as a more polished version of Luck. Even if I'm polished today, you still see me as a more polished version than the version I am today. And that's the way you talk to me. You talk to me like, no, you're not, no, you're this. I remember Damani, I love him so much. Damani used to talk to me all the time about, he used to be like, nigga, you are bad luck. And he was speaking from like, don't you get it? Like it wasn't like an arrogant thing he was trying to get me to see. He just believed in me so much. He needed me to believe in me as much as he did. Kind of how Rob, how you tell me.
Like Black Panther Mama when he was fighting Killmonger, like, if you don't act right like yourself.
Right. You know, it's better. You know, so when people look at you with that old version of, it's kind of like how I'm 45, big old 45 years of age, and then I see somebody I haven't seen since high school, and then they running back old jokes or talking to me in a way we used to joke around, and I have to tell him like, hey, I don't get down like that no more. You know what I mean? Like, I love you, but I just don't do that no more.
Bruh,
I'm not that no more.
literally, my text message on my phone, like, there's a couple people from back in the day, and I like in my mind, I'd be like, hey, that was a season. I'm not in that season no more. Like, they would say, oh, we need to get together, we need to da-da-da, and all these things that they bring up from the past, and I'm like, I don't even know who that person is. Like, who are you talking to? Like, I don't even know who that person is. That you are stuck in 1999, you stuck in 2005. And I get it, there's nostalgia there, there's emotion there, there's like camaraderie there, right? There's all these things that were there, but I'm not. I am not there no more. I don't know who you talking to.
This quote here: ask someone why they love you when you're down. It's the first thing they hate you when you're up. Right? It's I don't even understand how that works. Like, well, because first of all, I never operated in that space.
I don't know. I never heard that, but that is a bar.
That's a full fade. That's a bar right there for sure. Is that, I don't want to pronounce the name wrong. Is that Bilal? I'm probably tortured flaming the name. I shouldn't even try to say it out loud. But first of all, they've been down this whole time, and I appreciate them being in here. That quote is a fade, and you know, you think about that when you're dealing with friends or you're dealing with anything. Like, it's like that's the first thing they hate when you're up. I don't get it. It's like, is it the misery loves company thing?
Yeah, probably. I mean, a little bit.
I don't want to, surface it to that common quote, whatever. But I feel that, and kind of in lieu of what we're talking about, it fits. I like that. That's dope. Appreciate the comment too. Let's see, my man Curtis. So hey yo, so we've already done an hour and a half basically.
Hey, you just did your first hour and a half, and you didn't even really promote it. You just did it. Look at you.
I know because because I didn't promote it that much because it was supposed to be just a test
It's a
live. I don't know
test.
why.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Hey man.
You gonna have to rename this. It'd be like test turn into pod.
Right.
When tests become real.
You know what I'm saying?
And I didn't even think I was gonna get 4 people on here, like because Rob was like, "I'll get on with you," and I just put it in the chat to send to Rob. Basically, I'm glad y'all logged on, man. This was a dope conversation, and I learned a lot. Especially, man, what's called a quote hit me hard when Dr. Dorsey talked about the unknown. I never thought of it in that kind of way. In that book, I need to get that book. The war, the war. What was it?
The War of Art.
The War of Art. That passage was fire.
Man, it's all
That you read.
Yeah, it's good. I recommend it. I do have to look. I do got to run. I got some husband.
Oh, I'm about to log off. That's what I was doing. But go. What you said? You gotta do what?
I got some. You know what I'm saying? It's like a laundry honey-do list. Like, come do this.
Oh, for sure.
I'm about to get on,
Hey, well, fellas.
I'm about to get on the Peloton.
Oh, hey, fellas, I appreciate y'all logging in with me, man. We're gonna make this official Tuesday, Rob.
Yeah.
Tuesday is my first official, right? That was the plan.
I'm gonna be there. And Charles does something on Tuesday after you. So
No, I'm
Tuesday is
doing,
the
I'm
day.
doing something on Wednesday.
Oh, wait, I'm
man.
Wednesday. What are you doing Wednesday?
Yeah, I told you, Rob. I told you earlier. I was
The men's. The men's.
yeah.
Oh, that's what you sent me in a text.
Yeah. I'm doing. I'm just connecting with men who are expecting, and men
And
who
what
are
time?
coming
What
into
time are you doing
fatherhood.
that?
And
That's
I'm
a
gonna do
7.
that at 6 the first time. I'm probably gonna end
Oh,
up
6. I'm
pushing it
sorry.
to 7. To be honest with you, Rob. Like, I'm
Seven
gonna push.
PM.
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 Yeah, I think
You're
I'm.
not getting a bunch
I
of
don't.
dads up at 7 in the morning with expecting kids.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it at 7 p.m. next time I do it. But this time I gotta hold at 6 because of the guys who are already confirming.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. I love it, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
So,
So we got Minute of Village Wednesday with
6.
Rob. Also, Dr. Dorsey got a Zoom that night. Josh, are you going live soon or anything? Is that something you want to do?
I think I'm
Or you can join us on ours.
I'm doing a guest spot with Rob on Wednesday.
Oh,
Yep.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, man, thanks for hanging out with me, man. This was a dope conversation. I appreciate y'all and love y'all much. To all the people that was in the chat. I mean, we got maybe about 5 people max here. I appreciate y'all for just tuning in, dropping comments, dropping game. I appreciate y'all for this will be my first test stream, live stream. And look out for us next week. We'll be live streaming all next week with a multitude of us. It's a whole crew of us, a whole community of us. And if you don't know our names now, you'll know our names very, very soon because this is what we're doing. So shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Tune in next time. God bless.
Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Be safe.
Y'all, peace.